After you have gotten the public to understand that there's something really horrible going on out there, and there really is, I guess I would say that 90% of what passes for pruning is really mal-pruning, and that's a lot. But you can't just, rag on people that they're not doing things the right way. You have to immediately give them the solutions so that they can move on. It's nice to give them somebody to blame as well, and it doesn't really matter who. And it also works to use a little bit of humor and goodwill so that people know that you're not really holding against them personally. One of our assertions is that PlantAmnesty will maintain a sense of humor and goodwill while being outspoken on the issues. But back to solutions. There have to be solutions for everybody. There have to be solutions to rich people who don't want to learn how to prune. They just want to hire somebody. So we have a referral service of gardeners and arborists who know how to prune. We have pruning brochures in English and Spanish, and for a lot of different areas in the States and BC. And we also give a ton of classes for the do-it-yourself types. And we also have DVDs and slideshows, including, hey, this one. We have 2 books that we've sold. And we even have free pruning for needy and deserving landscapes. We have guides for various parts of the country: Arizona, southern Alaska, Hawaii, Florida, Wisconsin, that you can look up online at the PlantAmnesty website, plantamnesty.org. We also have a lot of educational literature of the sort that has to be given away for free. People will actually buy specific how-to information, but there's a lot of it that we have to get grants just to hand out for free, especially how to plant a tree. Everybody thinks they know how to plant a tree, but they really don't. Saving trees and views. We have a lot of different ones of these. We also have a lot of information in Spanish and also give classes in Spanish. More things that you can't charge for, generally speaking, that are educational. We're especially proud of our t-shirt that shows where the tree roots really are. There's also a membership. If people want to help us out, they join PlantAmnesty. They get a newsletter and a good feeling inside that they're helping to change the way the world prunes. You can't have too much information. We have DVDs, PowerPoints, things on the web, things on YouTube. You may be watching this on YouTube now. The books, people still like to snuggle down with a couple of books. The one on the right, The Guide to Pruning, is a hot seller. The one on the left is out of print, and it's a good basic universal book on pruning and landscape design and landscape maintenance. It's available to members online at the Cyber Library. People like learning to prune outside, actually looking at it. Pruning is very difficult to get from a book or a DVD. It's really nice to see someone actually pruning. And that can be pruning trees, shrubs, or in this case, fruit trees. Got to keep the kids in. And then for people who don't really want to do any how-to work, we have the referral service. You can just call up and get a match. This only works in King County, but something similar might work where you are. Matches are made either on the phone. We actually answer the phone where we are, and we also do it via email. And then, since there has to be good pruning for everybody, for the people who are unable to do it themselves and unable to pay for it, we occasionally have free pruning for needy and deserving trees and landscapes. This is a library that we cleaned up. Both arborists and gardeners got together and spent the day. It really felt good. We believe that people's charity work should be separate from their businesses. Otherwise, we wind up being one of those poor little old ladies ourselves. This is a gal whose yard we re-landscaped. She had lupus and needed a shade garden instead of a sun garden. So we've talked about 2 of the goals. One is to raise awareness of the problem. And the media is the very best way. One radio program reach more people than an individual human being can talk to in their entire lives. One little 60-second bite will do that. 2, we supply all the answers so that people can get the help they need to do what's right. And our third goal is to engender respect for plants. And that's kind of a sort of nebulous catch-all, but it has helped us decide what to do. This is one of our first heritage tree dedications. We run a heritage tree program to honor the very special trees in Seattle. This is another heritage tree dedication. We're actually getting a city council member up a big tree. Turns out that having a heritage tree program is a great way to apply gentle but firm political pressure on the city council. What we do is we ask a council member or the mayor to come give a talk on what the city is doing for trees, and they go, "Oh my God, what is the city doing for trees? I better find out." So it does raise their awareness as well. And sometimes we do it in a fun way. We've entered several parades. Here's our little float. I just love my job. It includes things like shopping for float fringe. Here's the walking forest. Behind the goddess floor here sitting on the globe is a whole set of trees, including palm trees, maples, conifers, ginkgos, and they are accompanied by an entire group of kids of all nationalities, and we are raising awareness of the value of trees in this neighborhood, which is not a very rich neighborhood. It's a poor neighborhood, and we had a very hard time getting the people in the Rainier Valley interested in learning about trees and proper pruning. But after we entered this parade, they were so appreciative that we showed that we cared for their community that they raced over to the booth and just got all our literature and were very interested. But this crusade takes a lot of funding. Money. Money is that wonderful green stuff that makes everything grow. And it's very hard to come by. And in fact, if you run a nonprofit organization, you're spending almost as much time looking for money as you are trying to get your mission done. And it's a danger that you focus too much on funding. We have several different ways. One of the first and best ways that we earn money is by asking our arborists to do work days, which is to say they go out, they work a job, and then they have the customer write the check to PlantAmnesty. And that's a very easy way for them to contribute, and it turns into big chunks of money. We also have special events, including plant sales. Membership is a great way to get money, workshops, grants, sales, and other events. And speaking of grantors, a grantor has made this slideshow possible. That would be the Washington State Department of Natural Resources, the Community and Urban Forestry Division. God bless them. And they're managing the money that was given to them by the USDA Forest Service, and those people would very much like you to know that they are an equal opportunity employer, and we thank them so very much. This is the Arborist Workday, and it's also a real good way for the arborists to get together and remind themselves that they're all on the same side. I got to tell you, arborists, and especially climbing arborists, are such wonderful people. I mean, after all, there are strong men with a sentimental side because they love trees. Isn't that wonderful? But they're also what I call triple Y chromosomal types. Since they think it's fun to climb around in a tree with a chainsaw, they also tend to act like fighting fish and not to get along that well with each other. So it's real good team building to get them together on these group projects so that they know that they're all friends and they're all working for the same general principle of better pruning. This is our PlantAmnesty plant sale. We had that for many years, and it was a great way of earning funds. And we also used plants that were in the plant hospital at the local nurseries, kind of went with our mission to save plants. We also do landscape renovation workshops. And the customer, the homeowner, writes a check to PlantAmnesty because we get all this work done in their garden, and we do charge a nominal fee for the attendees. So we get both the work done and a little bit of money for PlantAmnesty. This is a new event, the Sky Prunathon. At our local nursery, we enroll a whole bunch of teachers to give a whole bunch of different classes on different subjects of pruning. And then the nursery donates a certain percentage of the day's take back to us. So we get the job done and earn a bit of money for PlantAmnesty. Oh, and this is horticultural bingo, where people win fabulous plant prizes and eat chili and cake and stomp and make a bunch of noise. It's not the most elegant event we have, but it might be the funnest. And we have various costumed people helping out. This is Father Guido Sarducci. He comes to many of our events with his confessional and takes confessions from people who have engaged in plant abuse of one sort or another. And you may have caught on by now that we like to have a little bit of fun while we change the world, and it helps the message that people are screwing up go down a little bit better. They understand that we really don't mean them any harm or ill will, but that there really is a problem. And in fact, some stuff we just do for the fun of it. This is the Precision Fan Raking Marching Drill Team. We had a lot of smooth moves, and we've entered in several parades. Here they all are. Look at those shorts. Huh, it was a while ago, that's for sure. This is a topiary project. We actually re-sheared this hedge into a bookworm. This was at an elementary school, and we do want people to know that we can tell the difference between topiary and just run-of-the-mill shearing for no reason whatsoever.